Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Fine.
Oh, wow.
They're right out of the chute.
Hi, everybody.
Around. Joel's all got a link. I'm like, I'm running 2 minutes late. Bite me.
Go. Let's do this. Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Oh, well, okay. I'll see you then.
Bye. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. It's Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
To the mothers, to the non-mothers, to people who, to Mother Earth, to the divine feminine. Happy Mother's Day.
The divine feminine. Hold on. Speaking of divine feminine, hold on.
Are you getting your damn dog? I think we talked about this. Oh, that fucking dog.
What can I say? She loves me.
She's going to complain and want to leave here in like, probably, I'm going to give it 7 minutes.
Okay. Well, I just fed her, so she should be good to go for a little while.
What you drinking? I just heard
today's episode is brought to you by regular old Diet Coke, brought to you by the Coca-Cola Company of Atlanta, Georgia. Bringing good things to life.
Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Classic, New Coke.
All of those. I'm just a regular old NutraSweet guy myself.
I'm drinking a coconut LaCroix.
Yeah, no, I can't do the coconut. I think that's the one that Francesca said tasted like a rainy day.
It tastes like carbonated suntan lotion, and that's why I like it.
Okay.
I buy it. Kirsten hates it, so it's all mine.
It's all you see. That's how you do that.
You just force yourself to like something.
No, I enjoy this. I'm drinking it because I enjoy it.
That's what whatever. Kirsten can't stand fish. It's like, oh God, fish. And I can't do fish. So it's my own little, it's my own little weird lane.
You should take her to go see Phish.
Maybe we will.
One of these days. That show that you sent me, that 4/21/2022, it's amazing.
Heater.
It's amazing. Yeah. Like those guys, they just keep getting better.
Dude,
I will say I like it a lot better when they're not singing. The jams are just unbelievable. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the songs are like, nah, well, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a framework to get to the jams.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I just wait,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of them are classics, You Enjoy Myself and whatever, Lizards and yeah. Simple. Love it.
Simple.
And some of the newer, there's some that, but some of them I'm just like, it's whatever. And whatever, I get it. I can't write a song to save my life, so I'm not really even busting on them. It's just, and did you see, I think it was the next night, you got to get on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Did you see
whale, the drone whales?
Yeah. And the dolphins?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Was it Jack that said this? Like, I don't, maybe I saw it on Twitter, or not Twitter, but Instagram, or Jack said it like something like, wonder how many wooks drowned that night.
always with the comments. Yeah. Whatever. Like, who else does that?
Yeah, that was incredible. So those of you that don't know, if you can't, I think it might have been 4/22/22.
I'll post a link in the thing.
Yeah,
I'll remind myself to post a thing in the link.
Madison Square Garden, Phish like had these huge drone dolphins and then this huge drone whale that just swam around MSG.
Well, that in itself was amazing, but the rest of the effect that went with it that made it look like you were underwater with whales and dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty mind blowing.
They've always been at the forefront of that.
Yeah,
always.
Yep, it was super cool.
30 years.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And they probably did it that one time. I don't know if that was a regular thing.
No, they've never done that before. That was the postponed New Year's Eve run that they moved to April, and they always do some sort of weird trick.
Special, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For New Year's Eve.
Yep, that's okay. Well, that tracks then. Yeah, I had no idea. I was just watching the. I'm like, oh, cool! It's the new. I'm just putting it on while I'm doing stuff. I was literally building chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up. I'm like, is that a fucking dolphin?
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
And I was zoning out on that, and then in comes this whale, and I'm just like, well, of course that's happening.
Yep. Of course that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Love them. See, that's like, how do you not like that?
Yeah, what's not to like?
How do you not have at least respect for that? Like, who else does that?
I think at this point, some people are just so entrenched to hate it. They're just going to keep hating
that.
It.
Wouldn't happen in this country.
Oh, yeah.
Despite all the evidence to the contrary.
Right.
Nope.
Dude, that's the weird thing right now. Like, so I got back on Facebook just in case I didn't get Pearl Jam tickets and to kind of keep an ear to the ground on any happenings. Like they do these fundraisers before shows, and I'd like to see that because I'm going to Vegas in a couple weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Sure.
Less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But even as I'm sure it's with every community, but like even the Pearl Jam fans are just like eating each other alive, like complaining the set lists aren't long enough, they're too long, there's not enough of it. I'm just like, guys, did we not just sit through 2 years of nothing?
Right.
From any of our favorite bands?
Right.
Just shut up.
Yep. Ain't no time to hate, as they say. Even though Deadheads are some of the pickiest, pettiest fans ever.
Yeah. So it's just, so it goes. I mean, it's like every other fandom,
right.
But
the bums.
Yeah.
But it's also, I saw a thing. I can't remember who was talking about it. Where as long as you can say whatever horrible thing you want, as long as you follow it up with, but it's all love.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Yeah.
Or I love this. No offense, but
one of the truest things I've ever heard. My friend Fletch out in Lake Tahoe / Reno now. Fletch, if you're listening, aloha, brother. But said, and this is forever ago, anything that follows the word "but" is not true. Or anything that precedes the word "but" is going to get negated by what comes after "but."
Yeah, that's very true.
I misspoke, but that's
No offense,
he's really great. He's really great. Yeah, he's really great, but and then whatever follows.
Yeah, no offense, but here's a
really offensive thing.
Here's an offensive thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but I said no offense, so you shouldn't be able to take offense to that.
Right, because I qualified it somehow.
No offense.
Right. Fuck you, Joel.
Fuck you, man.
See how I didn't even say no offense. I just said fuck you.
That's why I love you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today's Mother's Day. Today's all, speaking of things that are awesome that a lot of people hate, today's also May 8th, 77 anniversary.
Wait, why did you tie those two things, Mother's Day and everything, people? Ooh.
That was.
Let's unpack that.
Joel's making something that doesn't exist. Mom, I'm sorry. I love you.
Correlation and
whatever. No. What I was trying to say is,
I can't wait to hear that.
God damn it.
It is Mother's Day, and speaking of other things people hate.
No.
Whoa.
What I was correlating was Phish. Not Mother's Day. Phish.
Right. No offense. No offense, mothers.
But but have you heard the Morning Dew from May 8th, 1977?
Yeah, right. It's Cornell Day, everybody.
It is. It's Happy Cornell Day. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is that? I mean, I've listened to a lot of different shows, and that show's great.
Okay, stop what you're doing. I'll see you in 15 minutes.
I know. I'm not saying it's not great. I just don't know why that is like this shiny.
Well, part of the reason why it's, the lore and why it's as big as it is because it was one of the very highest quality bootlegs that was readily available for a long time.
Okay.
So that's definitely a piece of it, but the other piece of it is, the concert itself is good in a sea of really excellent concerts. Spring of 1977 on the East Coast was one of the peaks of the Dead's powers for sure. Mm-hmm. But there's just a couple moments on it, just like everything else Dead, where in the middle of pretty decent, that's fine, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
There's a few moments that are as incendiary and transforming as have ever been played by anybody ever. Mm-hmm. The peak at the end of Fire on the Mountain is blisteringly white hot. The groove is so deep, and it's just amazing. The Saint Stephen and To Not Fade Away into Saint Stephen, which in my opinion features like a string break on Garcia, because there's about a 2 to 3 minute period where it's just Bobby and Phil and the drummers. So they, they can wing that, but then Garcia comes back and they rip that, and then The Morning Dew to finish off the set it's beyond description, really. Just it's just peak after peak after crescendo after whatever you want to, multi-orgasmic, it's just amazing. And then it doesn't matter anyway, so whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it's something that I listened to. I got a cassette tape of it in probably 89, and didn't realize what I had, and it was terrible. It had at least 6 or 7. This is like, for those of you that don't know what a tape cassette is, but I mean, back in the bad old days, in order to get especially dead bootlegs, you had to know somebody that knew somebody. And it was kind of a thing, now we have literally every recording ever at our fingertips on our phone, which is great. And I love it.
Right.
But having high quality bootlegs was really was a thing, you know. And here's what my original copy of Set 2 of 5877 sounded like. Are you ready?
Yeah, I can't wait. I think you peaked out.
And in the background, you could kind of hear the music. It was just nothing but tape hiss,
yeah,
because it was so many generations down the line from a good, but I listened to it a lot. And then I don't think I actually got a decent sounding copy of it until I got it. I was at, would have been in about late August of 1995. And I was in Vintage Vinyl in St. Louis. They had a bootleg CD of the second set of that was basically from a master tape. And that was my prized possession for a while. Tells you where my life was at that time.
Right.
But anyway, and now it's on Spotify and you can listen. It's been remastered and it's great.
Yeah. Maybe I'll force we're driving to Kearney tonight, so maybe I'll force Kirsten to listen.
Wait until the sun goes down and then drop that.
Okay.
Are you guys, what's going on in Kearney? You going to the conference center out there?
She's got some training and I'm gonna go play golf. Nice.
So where are you staying?
Oh, the Holiday Inn, Steve.
Holiday. So is it in the Eunice Conference Center complex? I don't know. Remember, there's like 5 or 6 new hotels all in this same area.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I'm just the driver.
Well, I hope you have a good time. And if you are staying there, you should go check out that Yanni Park that I sent you guys those pictures of.
Yeah, I will.
It's kind of cool. I mean, it's like, they plop down a park on the edge of town. But it's nice. It's got that observation tower and a little amphitheater and just kind of cool.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's a new thing just to go walk around and, I was like, look at that. Go Kearney,
Kearney, the, tropical Kearney, Nebraska.
Kearney's on the move, man. I was really, obviously I was kind of in and out for this conference, but I was like, damn, this is like, as opposed to Holly and I blasted out to Denver to go see the Cult and then back.
Yeah,
that was great.
How was the Cult?
They were excellent. They've always been I used to listen to them in high school. They're Holly's favorite band. I mean, like they go way back, you know what I'm saying? But I like, that'd be cool. They were fantastic. Like nice. That was maybe the best quote rock concert I've ever seen.
Wow.
It was excellent. Ian Astbury. Here's the thing that I've always kind of not known about him and the videos that I've seen in the past. Like he just didn't seem he didn't smile ever, kind of seemed like he took himself really seriously, and Holly said that he's gone through phases of that kind of thing.
Right.
But man, he came out on the stage and immediately I went, and we were right up front. Like we got there early and stood, second row, whatever, basically on the rail. And I just went, oh shit, he's a front man. What I'm saying?
Yeah. What the little that I know about that band, what I know is that he is a very good front man. He just sort of embodies that vibe for the band and takes it all on and gives it all out.
Yep. And then that was real. Just immediately, I was like, "Oh, okay, we're in the presence like this. Okay, got it. I'm locking in."
Yeah.
And Billy Duffy, those two guys have been together for 40 years.
Is it like the original lineup? I don't really know much about the cult.
Ian Astbury and Billy Duffy they're the core, and then everybody else is hired guns or whatever.
Right.
But the rhythm section was great. Solid professional rock rhythm section. But I'm not saying that derogatorily. I mean, like, they did the job. It was awesome.
Right.
And Billy Duffy was he played all the things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I was really kind of like, oh, right. I know. I mean, I didn't know maybe 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them, I was like, oh yeah. And I like all, and it was just, there were some genuinely like transcendent moments. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's cool, man.
And the Mission Ballroom in Denver is the bomb.
Yeah, you said that, and our friend Chris Meek said that. Like, it seemed. I don't think I've ever seen a show there.
Well, it's brand new. It opened like 2 months before COVID lockdown.
Oh shit!
Right.
Wow.
But it's state of the art, man. It's great. Sounds great. Looks great. Easy in, easy out. Even the bathrooms are nice. Like, it's just.
That's something I appreciate.
That's what I'm saying.
In my older year, at a rock.
That's what I'm saying. Like, give me a bathroom I can actually get into and not, and feel like I can touch things when I'm inside of it.
I give props to. Well, I mean, you get this, but Holly too. Like, having a band that's your band, and they're still fucking out there making music. Go fucking see them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I'm feeling about Pearl Jam. It's like, I've heard, bullshit over the years. I'm like, and even on those message boards, they're not playing 35 song sets anymore. And Eddie, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Then don't see them.
Right. Don't see them. Right. Stay home.
Shut the fuck up. Stay home. Like,
stay home,
dude.
Don't buy the ticket. Don't take the ride.
Right. Because like these bands are not going to be around forever. These people that you think are, I don't know, invincible are going to die.
Yeah. Right.
You're not going to be able to see them.
Or that you think that they owe you something.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
No, they don't owe you anything.
Yeah. But I just like that, like, Holly's got her band, I've got my band,
I was happy for me because it was a good show, but I was really happy for her because it was a good show. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hadn't seen him since 2001. That's 21 years ago.
Oh shit. Wow.
Right. And so like, and it wasn't like, she didn't walk out of there thinking, boy, that was, like,
that was tough.
I'm glad, I guess I'm glad we came. Can you get some ice cream now? I
mean, I've seen people posting videos from because Pearl Jam started their tour a few days ago.
Oh, yeah.
What people have like, I'm not going to be that guy, but I sometimes appreciate people pulling out their phones and live streaming for a bit.
Yeah.
And, but dude, I just kind of was like, oh, somebody posted a link in this group, and I hit play, and it was Mike McCready melting the entire forum's face, just like shredding. And I was like, they're fine.
They're fine.
If they're going to play 25 songs, 20 songs, and they can do that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I went and saw on a lark.
How was Mudhoney?
Mudhoney. Oh,
good?
My ears are still ringing.
Really? See, I wore hearing protection at the Cult.
I really I wished I had brought some. And they had earplugs for sale, and I don't know why I didn't buy some, because that was loud as fuck. But those guys, I mean, Mark Arm can still scream like the best of them. But the thing that I was most impressed with, because I'd listened and I've kind of always just kind of, when I think of Mudhoney, I think of Mark Arm. I think of him and, kind of being a legend of Seattle music with Green River and Mudhoney. But like, dude, Steve Turner is an amazing guitarist, but the best part of that band that I don't think I really appreciated until I heard them live was Dan Peters on drums and Guy Madison on bass.
Oh, like, really? Rhythm section.
Those two. I mean, Dan Peters, the drummer, he's been the drummer forever. He's drummed in other bands too, but he is fucking phenomenal as a drummer. And Mark Arm can still scream like the best of them, which is, mind blowing. But it was great. I'm glad I went. I was just like, oh shit, I have a free evening, and I haven't had a free evening in a while.
Right.
I'm going to go.
Where was it at?
It was at the Slowdown.
Oh,
yeah.
I've only been there once, but I liked it.
Yeah, I dig it. It's a cool place. It was a great show. It's a great show.
You need to drop like $45 and get yourself a pair of Eargasm earplugs.
I really could have used them at that show. I mean, arena shows don't really bother me that much. I don't know,
dude. If I wouldn't have had when we saw Volbeat at the arena, I would have had to leave or go stand out in the whatever concourse just because it was so insanely loud. And we were kind of positioned like right in front of the stacks, But like, it was so, even with my earplugs in, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah,
and I'm not, in the mosh pit or whatever anymore. Like I don't need that in my life.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Eargasm, man, they're great because they reduce the decibels, but they reduce the sound pressure, but they don't reduce the clarity.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Eargasm.
Yep, they're great. We love Eargasm. In fact, I lost one playing a show, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe. So I bought another pair. I was like whipping my head around and one of them flew out.
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah.
Well, especially for those smaller club shows that I know are going to be loud. That shit was so fucking loud.
Yeah. See,
and it was down front. So like you're getting the monitors and the stack or whatever they have. And it's like,
and whatever's on stage.
Yeah. It was intense.
Yeah. I don't enjoy that at all anymore, actually.
I think I'm at that point. I didn't think I would be, but I think I am at that point.
It's not for me. Did it for me was that Russian Circles show we went to forever ago.
Yeah.
I was just like, I hate this. I hate this.
Well, it just drones on too. And their whole thing is to be loud and
pummeling,
chaotic and fuzzy.
Right. Which I get, like I understood, and I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the concert, but like the pressure, the sound pressure was not enjoyable.
Again, that was at the
when I was like,
that's like a little club that like has more power than it really ought to.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know, like seeing a lot of it's who's playing because I saw Dweezil Zappa there the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
It was loud, but it wasn't stupid.
Well, we saw Mike Doty. That was chill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. I didn't have hearing protection in that night. That was fine.
Yeah. It depends on the band too, because if they're trying to blow your doors off, they're gonna do it.
Well, like I saw Government Mule at whatever, not the Bourbon. That was loud. Warren Haynes was loud. Whatever. If it's too loud, you're too old. Fine, I'm too old for that shit. I don't.
Also, like, I don't know. Like at where I work, I have to work in the scene shop sometimes, and like. I'll put we have these over ear ones that I'll put on for the saw, people, the saws, the hand saws and all that shit. It's just like, it can get so loud that you're protected. Like you can really, fuck
that's
up your
real.
hearing.
I felt so bad. Last summer we took the girls to go see Dark Star Orchestra in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And I mean it was a drive-in show because of COVID or whatever,
Right.
So we drove our car and we paid extra whatever to get, better seats. And they parked us literally right in front of the left speaker PA stack.
Oh boy.
Like 4 feet in front of it. And I should have, in hindsight, I should have said, no, back out. Like, let's go back 3 rows, but there were people coming in, it was like cars coming in. It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was just way too loud. I mean, the girls were not okay for their first concert experience between the decibels and like the wastoids trying to get up front, It was a bad combination. They were like, this is not fun. I don't like this. These people smell,
Yeah.
It was way too much. Too much. They had too much too fast.
Yeah. Too much too fast.
It was a bummer. Plus, like we'd had just kind of a long day of just doing stuff. I was marching them around Chicago and, by the time it's showtime, we should have just been sitting around the hotel pool. You know what I'm saying? Not dealing with this chaotic lunacy.
Yeah. That's a different. I mean, you're seeing those shows through the lens of your kids at that point, though, right? Like you probably wouldn't have bugged you as much as you've been just kind of.
I wouldn't have cared,
right?
But like it's speaker,
Yeah, right.
But also like we brought like earplugs but they weren't staying. It was just a mess. It was just a mess. So whatever. We're gonna go see coming up in the not too distant future, we're going to Colorado to take them to see Michael Franti.
Oh, and Vail?
Yeah.
Dude, that'll be great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a blast.
That'll be a party.
It's gonna be great. I hope that we don't get surrounded by drunken idiots there.
Nah, I think the drunk. I mean, there'll be drunken idiots, but I don't know. Like I've seen him 3 times now, and it's I don't know. The vibe is a little more positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the real like hardy wooks they don't go to see Michael Franti in spirit, and I don't think they see them in Vail. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the amphitheater looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Vail in the summer is beautiful. It's
never been there, so
dude. Yeah, man. Well, I am stoked to see Pearl Jam, dude. I've been kind of started their studio albums from front to back, and
nice.
I'm really stoked.
That's cool.
Excited. Yeah.
Joel gets to go get his PJ on.
That's right. And I'm going solo.
Yeah. So did you read up any on the Lake Mead thing in Vegas?
No. So it dried up. What happened?
Yeah, Vegas. I'd have to get the article back up, but Lake Mead is basically at critically low levels and can't provide water to Las Vegas. This is the headline that I read.
Here we are. Here it goes.
Right. Well, and I read yesterday that 2 of the main reservoirs that feed California are at critically low levels, and it's not even June yet.
Fuck.
Right. So that's the thing. Like 5 years ago, I don't remember who said it, but it was like, if you think war for oil is bad, wait till we get war for water.
I remember you saying that to me at some point, and I was like, oh, Steve, you're such a...
Yeah, people have been saying that for years, and I'm just waiting. I got my lawn chair out, my iced tea, just waiting, because here it is. Right. Kind of.
That's fucking scary, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But, as long as California keeps growing whatever almonds or whatever that take 40,000 gallons of water to produce one nut.
I know. Just when I kicked cow's milk, I need to kick almond milk. What's a sustainable milk beverage?
It's not almond milk. Almond milk's like the worst stuff ever for sustainability.
Fuck. What about oat milk? Is that okay?
Whatever. Is that even a thing? I don't know. Nothing's
oat milk
okay anymore, Joel. You can't do anything anymore.
I can't say anything anymore.
Right.
I can't do anything anymore.
Can't do anything. No matter what you do or how good you try to be, at the end of the line, there's still somebody getting hurt.
Well, there is a cost.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a cost for all of the things we're doing. Can I?
You can take my iPhone from my cold dead hands.
Well, here's the thing. I was talking to Kirsten about this too. Is this whole idea that like when the rhetoric is continually put upon the individual to solve the global, that's a toxic conversation, in my opinion. Because like, what is it? 90% of emissions that are actually causing global warming are not because I leave my light bulb on.
No. It's because of cruise ships and semi trucks.
Correct. So it's like, and refineries and big factories pumping out God knows what.
And the gigantic super ships that haul all the crap from China to here. And
right. And
they have no emissions controls. So
right. So it's like, but that's not the conversation we want to have. We want to say, I'm sure that the messaging, I remember there was a moment when I lived in California where they were talking about like, conserve water, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yes. Okay. But also like, what about
where's the corporate responsibility?
Yeah. What about golf? Are we still, are golf courses still getting watered? Or,
Should I feel guilty for watering my lawn?
Yeah. I don't water my lawn anymore.
See, I have to.
Because of the HUA?
Yeah.
HOA?
I have to yeah. Yeah. I live in a neighborhood that has, fake lakes.
Right.
So it's literally called Waterford.
Oh yeah. So you couldn't be one of those folks that has like a wildflower garden as a lawn.
I might be. We'll see.
I'm just saying.
I know. Well, that's just it. I mean, my prediction is that within a decade, our fake lakes become first they'll become, mud sludge pits, and that'll dry up. So they'll turn them into like playgrounds or something.
Skate parks.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Not in, beautiful Waterford won't have, all of the things that go into where the lakes used to be will have anti-skateboarding measures and anti-homeless measures. Like all the benches will have spikes and things on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, it's that conversation of putting it on the individual that really fucking bugs me.
Well,
especially
there was, I mean, even just back to, we were listening to Stuff You Should Know on the way back from Denver about bottled water and just how insidiously horrible that is.
Yeah.
And how there was a big PR push. I don't remember what decade it was, to put just the littering onus on the general public.
Yeah.
It's not the companies that make everything single serving that you dispose of. That's not the issue.
No.
The issue is that the public needs to throw all that stuff away and quote recycle it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the companies that make that shit. No.
That's not their fault.
We can't. They have to make it.
Right.
They have
and so what if, the entire planet basically gets ruined by micro plastics? That's an externality. That's not our fault or our problem.
Mm-mm. There's nothing we can do to change. I mean,
there's nothing we can do to stop that.
No.
So just enjoy your plastics in your bloodstream and your liver and whatever. So what if your endocrine system shuts down? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
You bum me out, man.
It's my job.
Really bring.
That's just a big ray of sunshine. One of Gianna's friends' moms, one time she's like, "Do you ever read anything like just for fun?"
What was your answer to that?
No.
Why would I do that? It's a waste.
I do read fun things, but yeah, whatever.
I read things to get angrier.
I mean, I don't read things to get angry. I just read things that make me angry. That's just, I mean, I'm not trying to be angry, but
but there's a lot to be pissed off about.
There's a lot to be pissed off about. So that's, try to.
As one of the first, circuit recovery speakers I heard, remember he was talking about anger. And he's like, if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. That was my,
right.
So I got to stop paying attention.
But that's kind of, ignorance. Somewhere there's ignorance is bliss, but the unexamined life is not worth living. So somewhere in there, and then it comes back to, it's like, well, so what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Well, I'm going to make a sandwich board and I'm going to go stand in front of this federal building, barely clothed with anything but my sandwich board. And I'm going to scream at cars going by. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just go to work and.
Well, Mary Stankiewicz talks about this, and I think she's quoting somebody else, but do what you can in your corner of the world. Yeah. Well, think globally, act locally. Yeah. Do what you can.
Yep.
Do what you can.
Do what you can. And that's what I try to do,
Mm-hmm. The thing that, it's just that it's that whole, I keep going back to this, but I'm connecting some dots too with, recent controversial topics that we don't necessarily need to get into, or we can, but it's like the onus that I'm hearing too is being put on the voter. It's like, well, you got to vote. It's like, well, we did. It's like, that's the thing.
I'm just looking forward to when Robert Borer is our Secretary of State, and he can then just throw out any votes that aren't for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you can lie your way onto the Supreme Court, which is not shocking. It's just like, really, it's like, oh, we just did that in plain sight. All right.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like the outcome, you can try to overthrow or suppress the votes of people you don't want voting. And then, also just, we got to keep women pregnant and desperate. So yeah. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be about leaders' responsibility to lead differently or be inventive. It's just it's always, I mean, that's the cost of putting so much worship on the individual, is that then nobody, no organizations, governments, corporations want to take responsibility.
Well, why would they?
Yeah, doesn't help the
I
profit.
mean, the government's owned by corporations,
Mhm.
and corporations are psychopaths. So,
Corporations are people.
well, they're psychopaths, actually.
They're psychopathic people.
Have you ever watched the movie The Corporation?
I don't think I did see that.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. So there's there's 7 things or 11 things maybe.
But if
I'm
this
not
was,
gonna. I can't. Oh man, sorry. I don't want to take time looking this up, but I might anyway.
the corporate is this a documentary?
Yes. Yeah. It's it goes through there's like 11 things that show why corporations are like it compares corporations and their actions to like the DSM for being psychopathic.
Oh, so diagnosing corporations as
Yes.
having, mental illness.
Yes. About
Interesting.
how like they're never at fault.
Yeah.
They're always have to be progressing no matter what the cost. I mean, I'm ill prepared to have this conversation, but it's really interesting.
No, but the point that you're making though, and probably the point of that documentary, which is interesting to me, is like treating corporations as individuals with rights is one thing, but then also that they act as if they don't act in accordance with any citizen that has to follow the law.
Right. Correct.
You know what I mean? Like if you have enough investment and enough money and enough pockets and enough lobbyists, you can
to fail.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty it's scary. Well, it's like one of the examples they give is like, for example, what is the concept of externalities? This was mind-blowing for me, is that like legally, like for example, when the battery factory blew up in Bhopal, India.
Oh yeah.
Like the company that owned that factory, and the name of which escaped me, like they didn't have any legal responsibility for it.
Well, that
Sorry.
sometimes things blow up.
Kind of. Yeah. And then also like if they're publicly traded, corporations are mandated by law then to do whatever they can to be profitable, to increase the value for the shareholder.
Ah, yes.
So that creates sometimes, if they had moral conundrums.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe capitalism is a flawed system, man.
No. Whoa.
I said it.
Whoa.
Maybe capitalism in a free market society was always doomed to fail.
What do you mean fail? Everything's fine. Everything's going great, Joel.
Oh.
I mean, can you go to Applebee's right now?
I can, but
See? Are you going to be able to watch the sporting contest this evening?
yeah, guess
See?
so.
So
Everything's
what the
fine.
What the hell are you bitching about?
Well, Kirsten was mentioned this too, because we're seeing in the last 2 years, COVID and all the other things, like referring to it as the Great Resignation, people
Mhm.
resigning,
Yeah.
but it's also like the Great Revelation. I feel like the scrambling. We're going to see it. I mean, not that it hasn't been interesting, but I think
Right.
politically, socially, spiritually, we're going to see a lot of scrambling to hold on to in very desperate ways, old ways of
Mhm.
doing things, and then we're going to
Yes.
see hopefully
That'll be from old people.
right,
That are already very scared and very angry.
very scared, very angry, very worried.
Very worried. Yeah.
Yep.
And then a bunch of kids that are very scared and very angry and very worried for an entirely different set of reasons.
Exactly.
The old people are scared and angry because they're coming to take their stuff. The other people are coming to take their stuff.
Right.
And the young people are scared because they're not going to have a planet to live on.
Yeah, that this stuff has already been taken.
It's already been taken. Yeah, that's just it. It's already gone. They don't have it. They don't have a hope in hell of ever having it.
Yeah.
That's why they're scared and angry.
But I don't know, man. I think that, being the great resignation, it's also the great revelation. Like there's a lot of things are being revealed, and we're going to see
the hell out of the power structure,
right? Because we're going to see some last gasp. I mean, we're already seeing it. This whole fucking Roe v. Wade thing.
Oh my God,
a total shit show. Last gasp of some archaic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's never been about abortion. It's been about subjugating and controlling women.
Dude, Justice Alito used the words, oh fuck, I'm gonna blow this up. Domestic supply of infants in his statement.
Oh.
And he was trying to make some correlation about, domestic adoption rates or something. But you know what? The people that are super pro-life are not the ones fucking adopting anybody right now. Right. Anyway, but the phrasing of that domestic supply of infants.
Yeah, it kills me. Like one of the single greatest problems that the planet faces currently is overpopulation. Like, yeah, we're very much way past peak capacity of this rock we're sitting on.
Right.
So forcing it, the whole thing is just.
But the complete disregard and the blockade of any social care, healthcare, social care for anybody who does have a child.
That's the part. I've been pissed off about that for 20 plus years.
It's like they're just simply pro-birth for some. You know what, dude? I'm gonna fucking say it. I don't think that anybody's super special book club should be the one fucking making policy.
Oh, I agree.
It's great.
And if you want to get into that arena, maybe pay taxes.
Right.
Maybe pay some taxes to support all of these babies that you're demanding be born.
Right.
Maybe pay some taxes. Oh, I'm 100% with you on that.
I don't want to dismantle your book club. That's not what I'm here to do. I know you've got songs, you've got really nice buildings, you've got a really nice many versions of this book. But that doesn't make it a good fucking system of policy, public policy on your book club.
Divinely inspired, Joel.
Yeah, but so what? Like, here's the deal, dude. We could get really into Lord of the Rings, right? And I'm not going to mandate that everybody recite some sort of spell that Gandalf said in the Supreme Court, because you know what I mean? It's just
believe me, I'm right there with you.
But the argument is, well, the Bible says that. It's like, great. I'm not a member of the book club.
But that's why you're going to hell.
It's in the book club. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Christian. I think it's fine. It's just that it doesn't necessarily need to be policy, your book club.
Maybe you've missed out on the fact that we live in a theocracy.
Oh, I know, Steve.
Yeah.
It's just, this is my middle age. This is
middle to be a fascist theocracy.
This is my middle-aged white guy podcast, and I can say what I want. Damn it!
You sure can.
Yeah, but you're right. Like, yeah, here's the other thing too, is like, we're two dudes arguing about.
I'm not arguing.
I know you're not, but talking about things that, it's like, I don't know that we solved anything. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Churches should pay taxes.
Churches should pay taxes.
100%. Especially if they're holding political rallies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that seems to be kind of.
As soon as you endorse some sort of political policy or candidate, you should have to pay the taxes.
Yep. And if you're demanding that babies be born, no matter what the circumstance, then you should be paying for the support of that baby.
Yeah. And we don't have to like open up, adoption clinics or health clinics or anything. Just pay the tax. Just pay the tax.
Just pay the taxes.
That's what taxes do.
Right.
But taxes.
Well, and hopefully.
Don't tread on me, man. Taxation is theft, man.
Sure. Sure. Well, I mean, I don't mind paying taxes. I just wish that they were spent a little bit more efficiently. So there's that.
Sure.
I mean, and by that I mean, how many wars are we in currently? Costing how much per day?
Right. And how much of a pittance of our taxes go to act like, that's the thing. Like when I first started actually having to pay taxes and think about that, property taxes and stuff, I was like, I don't have kids. I'm not going to have kids. Why do I have to pay for these? And I'm like, no, having good schools is a good thing for the world. It's like,
that's it. That it is. That's part. Yeah. Well, they're teaching stuff. They're teaching that, LGB, whatever.
Right.
They're making the kids gay. Them liberal elites making the kids gay.
Yeah.
I'm paying my taxes for no, I got my religious freedoms. I don't want no public education. Don't need it.
Yeah. Religious freedom, though, that's such an interesting thing that gets brought up, because religious freedom is not about a particular religion getting to dictate to its people what it wants. It's the fact that those,
to worship
those policies aren't going to affect whatever you believe. You know what I mean? Like that's not the fucking point.
Well, what if you believe that the gays are bad?
Yeah, but it's not. It's a bad policy. That's the thing. Since 2016, and what's his name? Rod Bell talks about this. Like the thing that is so that the train has wobbled so far off the track now, because we're talking about identity politics. We're talking about faith-based ideology, and we're talking about like hero worship in politics. We're not talking about boring policy that actually affects us.
It's right. We're talking about the professional wrestling window dressing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about heels and faces and people yelling at each other about things that absolutely do not matter. Meanwhile, the things that actually do matter are getting dismantled and destroyed and manipulated in ways that it'll be decades before people wake up and go, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. And I just think we got to a point, and it's not like I'm giving up on, I'm not going to be one of those people. It's like, I'm not going to vote anymore. I'm going to vote. But at the same time, I'm, disillusioned with, the idea that like everything.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, I'm not hopeless, but I'm also like, at a certain point, what do we got to do? Because, I thank goodness, and I don't think she listens to this podcast, but I get to see her next weekend. So I might thank her personally. Thank God. Thank goodness. Thank Satan that my sister, the conservative Christian, told me to read The Handmaid's Tale in high school. Cause like that fucking fucked me up then. And now we're about to see The Handmaid's Tale come to life. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's what do we do? I guess I don't know.
Well, that goes, I've thought about that a lot, and I'm glad that you asked that question, because it goes back to what you were just saying, what Mary Sank about I'm trying to work on my diction.
You're doing great.
It goes
buddy.
back. Thank you. It goes back to what you were just saying about what Mary Stankiewicz was saying. It's like, well, do what you can where you are.
Yeah.
Because that, you may or may not know the song by 10 Years After called I'd Love to Change the World. It's an old.
I don't think I do.
It's the I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do, so I leave it up to you. And it's a very hopeless song.
Right.
It was like it came out, I think, late 60s, early 70s. It's just, I'm completely devoid of hope for any change, actual change.
Right.
So it's not
Good
the
luck.
most uplifting song,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've that when it was running through my head this week, I'm like, oh, that's why that song was written. And I saw a thing, somebody was saying, the moral arc bends to justice.
Yeah, that's
long, but somebody was saying, well, only if lots and lots and lots of people force it that way.
Yeah. It doesn't just
it
doesn't just happen. I mean, that's the complacency thing. It's like, that's how you do get all of a sudden, everybody's, that's how we get to the Handmaid's Tale in real life, you got to have enough people willing to hang on that bar until it bends.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's right. So what's it going to take look at what we're dealing with is a substantial, not quite half, but substantial portion of this country. And we live in a place where it's a little more concentrated, still believe that our former president is a good person.
Mm-hmm.
He wants what's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just wrap your head around that.
I can't, dude.
Exactly.
We've been to this before, but that is true. It's like,
and I was thinking maybe that's not even true, but he's their shitty racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Robert Bohr that's running for Secretary of State is and he's gonna get it, which is terrifying.
I don't know. I will.
Oh, you seen the signs around town? Oh my God!
I've seen one with a lion on it. I don't know who's that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's strong.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was I went to where I teach. There was a graduation today, and I came back to my car with one of that particular candidate's business cards stuck into my driver's side window, and I was like, "What the crap is this?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, go to nebraskavoterguide.com, which is terrifying in and of itself.
Right.
But for Robert Bohr, should voter ID? Yes. Required. Pro-life? Yes. Parental rights? Yes. Oh, and under that, parents are the primary educators of their own children and should have the most say over what their child is taught in the classroom.
Wow.
So in other words, if you're a shitty racist, misogynist, anti-human rights, your say is over people that have spent literally their entire lives learning about what a society needs.
Yeah, because my book club says
yes. And so that's a thing. Religious freedom, protect people's free speech and religious liberty rights regarding biblical or traditional views on life, marriage, and human sexuality.
I love that. I love that. Religious freedom if it's Christian.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Donor privacy. Protect the privacy rights of citizens who donate to nonprofit organizations. So dark money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just straight, we're back to the Nazi playbook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, this is literally the same things that the Nazis did in Germany in the 1930s are happening in this country right now.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even like hidden. It's in plain sight.
Yeah. And
not quite half the country is like, yep.
Well, if that's what it takes.
So here's where I'm at with all that is let it burn. That's where I'm at. Sucks for my kids.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, Steve, you find your little corner.
Right, exactly.
We're just like working each other up and then having to walk each other. I mean, that's
all we've ever done.
That's been our friendship for 20 years.
Exactly. I pull your chain, you pull mine, and then we talk each other out of the bell tower.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, just sit with it.
Just sit.
There was a guy that lit himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court a couple weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there was a Buddhist. He, emolumated himself at the steps of the Supreme Court.
Recently?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. So it was before the whole Roe v. Wade leak thing happened. But he was an activist from Boulder, self sort of identified as a Buddhist, and yeah, I mean,
well, that's going to be great. That's great PR for Buddhism.
I know it's not. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing that especially Vietnamese monks did, in Vietnam.
Right.
But I don't really know what it does. I don't know what it does. I don't know that that's.
Well, in today's media landscape, it just turns it into a freak show.
That's exactly right. I mean,
See, knew those Buddhists were free. Jesus will save them. Should have gone to Jesus.
I mean, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I invited him to the book club. He didn't want to come. So that's what you get.
Right. And see what happens when you're not Christian.
Yeah.
That's not what the news outlets will say, but
it's not a good look. And
it's not a great look.
It's also one of those things where it's like, if you really do believe if you understand that to do no harm means you're included in that, right. So I don't know where, I don't know. Well, that's a tough one. I take the exit ramp before. I'm like, wasn't
kind of the motivation of that in Thich Nhat Hanh's thing in Vietnam, was it like, I know we're oversimplifying things here, obviously, but you can't wink at the blind.
Yeah, right. See this. It was an opportunity to see this, but
right.
I don't know that those sort of gestures really work in 2022.
I don't know how well they worked back then. It made for a great Time Life photo
and a cover Rage Against the Machines album.
Right.
But it's like we just scroll past it now. It's like, oh wow, that's intense. Next.
Yeah. There's a great movie starring Jeff Bridges, actually. Did you ever see Arlington Road?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. My sister Libby's best friend's brother wrote that movie, Aaron Kruger.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's one of my 6 degrees of separation.
6 degrees of Jeff Bridges?
Kinda, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Is it so Libby, me, Libby, Erica, Aaron, Jeff? Yeah.
Nice.
I'm 6 degrees removed from Jeff Bridges. Feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Just got a little spring in my step. But yeah, that was such. Oh, and Tim Robbins was in that, playing the bad guy.
Yep.
But that movie did such a great job of showing how very easy it is for and this was 20 years ago, the media machine to very quickly just label somebody as crazy and dismiss them.
Yeah.
And have everybody go, well, he was nuts. Next. Mm-hmm. That was such a good movie. Kind of forgot about it until right now. So yeah, I mean, self-immolating on the steps of the Supreme Court. I don't know,
man. I mean,
that was, recently, it was just last week was the anniversary of Kent State, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. And that was, I went down a thing reading about that a few years ago. And, I will never, say that the National Guard being called to a college campus to shoot unarmed college students is justified.
No.
In the land of the free. But I will say that those kids kind of fucked around and found out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was, especially in the political times and
right.
Like I'm not saying everybody, but there was enough students doing things, because I've been to protests where I've seen people doing stupid things.
Yeah, same.
Acting in a way that was like, you guys are idiots. This is not productive. In fact, you're just giving them fuel for the fire. And that happened at Kent State.
Yeah, right.
And so that's been my takeaway, is like, you got to watch what you do, especially now when everything's on camera.
Yeah.
You have to watch what you say. And because it'll all be taken out of context and used against you, like
that's why I'm really glad that nobody listens to this podcast.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But even just like, was it the George Floyd protests here in Lincoln where the Universal Inland Insurance Company got firebombed or whatever?
Yep.
Like that's so stupid.
There are those. I mean, that's the thing, that I participated in those peaceful protests.
I know you did,
but you didn't
firebomb an insurance building.
No, but you could tell. I mean, there was, I'll never forget the night that we technically broke the law because we broke curfew.
Right. That's different.
It's different because it's
that's
like
nonviolent protest.
That's what you do. That's why they put the curfew, so they have a reason to arrest you if they have to, right?
Right. Yep.
But you could kind of tell there were a couple of, there's like, I don't think those folks are here to do what we're all here to do. And
Right.
if things get hairy, those are the people that are going to make the news.
Right.
You can just see,
and that sucks. And that's, I mean, this country has a very long history of poisoning those sorts of events.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it ain't the Antifa.
No.
No. I've never seen an Antifa actually. And
I have an embroidered.
I'm a left-leaning commie, whatever you want to call me. Never met one.
I have a friend of ours made me a cross stitch. It says Antifa, and then it has a Molotov cocktail.
Oh yeah. Oh, so are you my first Antifa?
Yeah. Yep. I got the cross stitch.
You have the Antifa cross stitch.
I got I don't know if I don't have the member card yet, but I do have the cross stitch.
Well, clearly you're an agent of chaos.
Yeah, for sure.
You are kind of an agent of chaos, but
Yeah.
Loving chaos. And so that kind of goes back to I used to work for the company that owned the Universal. Like I used to work in that building that got firebombed. Like I've been in that building. I worked in that building.
Yeah.
I knew those people, it's been a while, but and there was a part of me that was like, man, I'm glad nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
And the company that owns it, they got insurance. It'll be fine. It's not whatever. They'll just rebuild it. They're a goddamn construction company. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Universal Inland Insurance Company insured the construction projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to work out just fine, but it doesn't make for great press.
No, it's like, it's that whole thing of like, well, see, look.
Yep. There they are. They're bad.
Yeah. And it's like, that was so not the thing. And that's
right. But that's what made the news. Yep. And that, my friend, is all that matters today.
Yeah.
If it makes a soundbite that Fox News can, or whatever CBS, because they're all guilty, can throw up on the screen, have a chyron of it, then that's it. You're done. Your credibility's shot as a movement. Forget it. Game over.
Yeah.
As far as the people that, whose minds and hearts need to be won over.
Yeah. That's I'm all for gathering and I'm all for protest, and I will continue to do that and participate that. I know that there's something pretty wonderful about being able to assemble with like-minded individuals.
That's a freedom that we shouldn't take for granted.
Exactly. And as a theater artist, it's like inherent to what I do. I mean, I met theater artists from Belarus when I was at Cal Arts who were arrested simply for putting on a play.
Yeah.
And the play was like innocuous. I mean, they put on a play about wanting to wear denim jeans because denim jeans were so American. So maybe it was a little antagonistic.
Yeah.
At the end of the play, they cut up all these pieces of denim and handed them out. And it was like, you're sitting in America and you're like, this actor from Belarus is handing you a piece of denim saying, hold on to this denim. Like this denim.
That's intense.
But they told the story in a workshop about how they were putting on this play, and they would have to have 2 or 3 people watch out because the cops would come in and they had to run and flee. And that like a couple of the cast members got arrested because they just weren't allowed to do theater. So,
well, that's again, that's part of behind the movement against public schools in this country, just to get to that place.
Yeah. Right.
Is to tear that down so that there is no free thought. Even if it's shitty public education, it's still, something outside of
the book club.
Yeah. Or, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly what you're trying to say.
That might let a thought different than they're all bad in,
Well, that's the thing that scares. I mean, it's scary to think that what you've been trying to indoctrinate people with, if you get them outside of, it's so
obvious. It's like North Korea.
Or it's like Scientology. It's
sure.
You know what I mean?
Or any other fucking cult.
Right.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to the cult.
See, tied it up with a little bow.
I don't know, man.
Cult, at least the cult that I dipped my toes in was a rock and roll party. It was great.
Yeah.
That's the right kind of cult.
That's the right kind of cult.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love a cult, though. I love a cult documentary. I
love a cult documentary too.
I just watched one. I think it's on Amazon. You need to watch it, or Amazon or Netflix. It's called Holy Hell.
Okay.
Holy Hell. It's about this weird little cult in I think it was in Southern California that like went all the way up, and the guy still like has a following in Hawaii now. But this whole thing that started late 80s, and it like was going on up until like 2005, 2006, maybe 2007. I mean, it was going on while I lived out there. I had no idea. Yeah, wild.
Okay.
Really abusive. Trigger warning. There's some abuse, whatever, but yeah, really interesting. Yeah. Anyway. Well, we fixed it?
Well, I feel better. See, we did the thing that. Hi, Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us through this week's podcast.
We need to get a guest on here to get us out of our just pulling each other out of the muck.
I don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's why we started this.
That's why we started
why
this. Right. This is. I mean,
I like having people on. You know, it's nice.
This is really who we are.
That's what I'm saying. That's why our dozens of listeners keep coming back week after week.
We love you. We love you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We really do.
Yeah. You guys are just gluttons for punishment. Apparently.
Yeah. So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, have fun in Kearney.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
You're playing golf?
Yeah, I might play some golf.
Nice.
I might just literally lay around a hotel room too. I don't know.
Do it. Go out to that Yenny Park. It's cool.
There's another park though that has a bunch of really cool like rock landscaping stuff where the pool is and stuff. I think it's near UNK. I might go to that too. But yeah, I'll play a little golf.
Sure.
We'll see what happens.
Have a nice little Saturday on a Sunday, Monday, whatever.
Yeah. Summer Joel, dude. I can do what I want.
Summer Joel. Oh my God.
It's the summer of Joel.
It's the summer of Joel. Aren't they all?
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked.
If you're gonna watch a Seinfeld episode with my kids, which one would it be?
Oh, Steve. I don't know. I'm honestly not that well versed in the episode. I mean,
is that the age difference? Is that between us?
No, I watched them. I'm just trying to think like, I mean,
somehow like Holly and I got to talking about like,
what about the one where Kramer gets a hot tub? That one's hilarious.
Okay. Hot tub. I guess I don't remember that one.
Oh, and he falls asleep in it and the power goes out and
he gets cold.
I think it's this. Is that the same one? Because the power goes out, the alarm doesn't go off, and Elaine doesn't get up to wake up the rider or the marathon guy, the marathon guy, and then Kramer goes down there with a hot cup of tea or coffee because he's been so cold.
Yeah,
and the marathon guy grabs the scalding hot tea.
Oh God, I
think that's the same one. Maybe two episodes are blending together in my mind.
Did you notice that the dad or the grandfather in the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once was the maitre d' of the Chinese restaurant they went to?
Yes. Yep.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
The main husband in that.
He was Data.
Data,
whatever. Yeah. That was so great. There was a couple nice little allusions to that. Because he had the fanny pack. Right. It's like, oh my God, it's Data. That's so funny.
I said Data like her mom, like Mikey's mom fucks up his name. That's how entrenched in the Goonies I am. Just cover my ass.
Sweet. Yeah,
I would say I think that
we were thinking about the pen. The pen's good.
Pen's good.
Yeah. Why should I be comfortable?
Any of them when they go down to
Jerry's parents.
Uh-huh.
My wallet's gone.
Yeah. Save the masturbation contest one.
Yeah, we'll have that's going to be a few years down the road. Yeah, we watched. Did you ever see the movie Red with Bruce Willis and John Malkovich and Morgan Freeman. We watched that with the girls last weekend. That's a good show. You should watch it. It's great.
Okay.
A lot of fun. Right. Just to revisit. It's like popcorn movie.
Yeah.
It's got some action. It's kind of violent, but not horrible.
Not bad.
It wasn't traumatic like The Matrix.
Right.
Francesca's like crying. Like, ah.
Have you watched Ozark yet?
No.
Steve, I'm going to say it every week.
It's fine. You can say it every week. I bought season 6 of Better Call Saul, so I'm just waiting for those episodes to get released.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yeah. I've actually been watching today. I've been watching I've been splitting time between It's a Mad World.
Oh yeah.
That's fun. And that's really kind of an amazing movie for 1963. And
dude, I saw that in high school. It was mind blowing.
Yeah, it's great. It's still great.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that you probably wouldn't do today in movies, just a little bit of sexism and stuff.
Sure.
But it's still, it was the first like legit big budget like action comedy thing. It's crazy. It's great. A lot of fun. I was watching something else and I forgot what it is. Whatever.
Nice. Well put.
What do we every week we do this? I was like, what you guys talk about? I'm like, have you listened to our podcast? What's the topic? I'm like,
well, that's what I tried to introduce, like Mother's Day, women, divine family, because Kirsten was like, that's what you guys should talk about. I'm like, she's gonna be like, did you guys talk about it? I'm like,
in passing.
I mean, kind of. It was
like, I don't know. Like, what'd you talk about? I have no idea.
I don't know. We just kind of vomited all over each other for about an hour.
And they cleaned each other up.
Yeah. A couple of pigs and shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, I love you.
I love you too, man.
Have fun in Kearney.
Yeah, I'm going to kill it.
All right. Send me a graphic.
Oh, okay.
What are we going to call this one?
Happy
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I'm going to put a bouquet of flowers and it's just going to be called Happy Mother's Day.
Perfect. That's all you people that are listening to this still. That's how you're watching the sausage get made, right?
Yeah,
here.
that's our big strategic meeting. That's how we do it every week.
That's the strategic meeting.
The conference room meeting.
Yeah, you just heard it, folks.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes I actually do put some thought into the title.
You do great with that.
Yeah, thanks.
You do great with that.
Whatever.
So that's how it's done, folks. That's the magical world of podcasting.
This is our 75th episode.
75, baby.
There you are. That's how we do it. Oh, Sonny's telling me it's time to cut it.
Yeah, I got to pee too.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, what the hell's going on?
She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs is funny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm her honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
He ain't got laid in a month of Sundays. Caught him once and he was sniffing my undies. He ain't too sharp, but he gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. But he's my baby and I'm his honey. I'm never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny, convict movies and make her horny. She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I'm never gonna let her go.
He's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's whacked out weirdo and a love bug junkie. Sly as a fox, crazy as a loon. Payday comes and he's a howling at the moon. But he's my baby, I don't mean maybe. I'm never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up a-sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up a-sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.